Right, listen, number one, number two, number three. We've got a directive from the power that be above you and me. Yes, number three, the big G, yes. Right, listen. He wants us to, have a go at making another species similar to you and me. Well, to the big G. And he's come up with a plan. Yes, number three. He wants us to make a species like you and me, similar to you and me. Okay, number three? Fine. Do you mind if I continue? Great. Right. Big G wants you and me to make a species similar to me. Okay? And he's asked, or well, he's told us that we are going to use a chimpanzee. Bonobo chimpanzee. He's had a look at it, and he thinks there's promise. Really? Wouldn't it be better sort of starting from a brand new pedigree rather than a chimpanzee? Number three. This is a directive from the big G. Yes? Okay. Right. So we're going to use a chimpanzee. And by all accounts, we're going to give it a couple of thumbs. Okay? Smooth it out a little bit here and there. And, fill it full of LSD, basically. Our sentience, although it's got a fair amount itself, it's very sociable. It's a very sociable animal, and do you think, sir, that really you'd be better with? Wouldn't you be better with a panspermiation pedigree to let us sort of evolve than this sort of chimpanzee? Number three, we're using a chimpanzee, but it's such a clumsy-looking sort of contraption. This arboreal adaptation almost. So we're going to take this chimpanzee from the tree, put it and fill it full of LSD, and then hope that it turns out like you and me. Yes, number three. Similar to that, a sort of a divine design from the big G. So, do you mind if I continue? No, sir, go on. Right, good. So what we've got down here is on planet 43, as you know, we've got this bonobo chimpanzee. We're going to make it look a little bit sort of and feel and like you and me, a walkie-talkie chimpanzee. And, it's a bit of a rush job. That's why we're using it, you see. Rush job. And, but certain we have all the time in the world. Number three. No, we do not have all the time in the world. What you think is all the time in the world on a cosmic clock is quite pressé, as they say. What nanoseconds over here, at the other end of 1,000 galaxies is quite a substantial amount of saving and time. Okay, this is why, we're not going to mess around. I mean, we've been messing around letting stuff evolve on planet 43 for 4 billion years. And look what we've ended up with. So this is a little bit of a push job. Okay? We're going to put some intelligence into it and see what's going. Number two. Sir, this looks and sounds like a bit of a cosmological catastrophe waiting to happen. I mean, it's such, we're just going to sort of change it and add a little bit of our sentience and then see what it does. That looks like something that's going to evolve into a massive mistake. I see. Well, that's what we've been given, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to come back in a few millennium and, see how things are shaping out. So, fast breed it, see what's under a UV light, El Sol, the sun, as it were, and fast breed it with that, and come back. It's it's like an incubation, as you know, and come back and see what the old khaki-coloured primate mammalian looks like in a couple of millennium, shall we say? A couple of thousand years or so, and maybe Well, it may end up as a million-year mistake, we don't know, but that's what we're going to do anyway, so we'll see what comes to fruition. But, sir, remember what happened with the dinosaurs? Yes, I remember number 3, what happened with the dinosaurs. Yes, we started with a little gecko, and we ended up with stuff that's big faux pas, that ended up, some of them weighing 100 tons. Yes, I'm fully aware of that. This is a different project, remember. We're not using a dinosaur, we're not using a fish, we're not using a whale, we're not using any of that. This is a little, small chimpanzee from the tree, and hopefully this project, Planet 43 will fly. Is it going to fly, sir? No, the project will fly, number 3. Well, why don't we make it fly, sir? Because we've not been told to make it fly, number 3. And apart from that, remember the last things. Do you remember the dinosaurs when we made them fly? We ended up with pterodactyls that were 30 feet. In fact, some of them nearly 60 feet across. That folded in. I mean, they looked as though we'd made them out of enormous umbrellas, a music stand, and a walking stick with a great big beak on there. I mean, they were horrendous. This thing is... No, we're not going to make it fly. Thank you. We're going to do as we're told. Ours is but to DIY. Okay? Not to reason why. So, anyway, we've chosen the chimpanzee, and we're going to fill it full of LSD, and hopefully be walkie-talkie. Well, sir, it looks very clumsy when it's on, it's on the ground. I mean, it's on all fours, don't forget. Yes, I know it is. But that's, that'll only take a few decades to sort of... well, anyway, we're going to make it walk on its back 2 legs, and at speed, it's... why don't we... anyway, that's what we've been given the task of doing, and of course we're going to give it 2 thumbs. Well, why don't we just use a sloth, and then it's there. It's got a really big thumb, because the sloth is too dumb. Even with a thumb, it's too dumb. As we know, it sits there swinging in the trees all day long with a stupid grin on its face and does absolutely nothing. It doesn't even know how to defecate. It has to come all the way down the tree, defecate, and then climb all the way back. It doesn't realise it can do it in the sky. So no, we're not going to use a sloth. We're using a chimpanzee as we've been told to use the chimpanzee from the big G above you and me. Okay? That fine, number 3? Yes, sir. Good. I still think we're better pedigree. We're not gonna build it from a pedigree transformation, okay? We're using a chimpanzee. Right. So at the moment it sits, it's in a sort of a herbivore that sits in the tree all day, this chimpanzee. We're going to make it an omnivore. We're going to get it on 2 legs, and hopefully, things we're going to hunter-gatherer. We're going to make it eat a little bit of meat, and we're going to enlarge the neocortex and fill it full of the old LSD, and hopefully, by that we're going to have a fairly good, striding, biopedic, binocular visioned species. Really, sir? Yes. Yes, number 3. And you sure you don't want to add something like a bird or fish? No, it's gone through that. It's we're just going to have it as a erect, species that's walking and talking a little bit like you and me, and see how we get on when we leave it in the Garden of Eden on the plains of Africa, deepest, darkest, and see what goes on. Yes, at the moment we know it looks a little bit clumsy. The chassis is a little bit out of line. It's got a gorilla's gait, and it's on all fours. But it'll soon smooth that out, and it'll become exceptionally fast. And and we'll need to outrun most of the predators on the plains there. But I think it's. I do think it's got potential. I mean. Yeah, the big G also thinks that, and looking at it, I must admit, I think, given a sort of a little bit of a push and a pull and a poke and I think it'll be fine. Certainly better than a fish, obviously, and a bird and a dinosaur and a rodent. But, yeah, a bit of avavum and away we go. So, we're going to give it a little soupçon of angel dust and then see what happens. Yes, it sounds dangerous. I know, everything sounds dangerous. Everything is fairly dangerous. But, don't worry, it's not going to be able to get to us, is it? I mean, it's on a faraway rock in the Milky Way galaxy, Project 43. It's not going to get anywhere near us. We're 1,000 galaxies away. Right. So that's what we're doing in the next few nano seconds and so. And well, are there any questions, basically? Well, I don't know. I suppose we give it a try and see what happens. All right. Good. Right, then we'll come back in, a few nanoseconds and nanominutes and let's see what we've got. Okay, gentlemen, thank you. Right, gentlemen, what do you think? What have we got then? We've incubated the species, and how are we doing? How's it doing? How's our little, shall we say, divine design coming along? Jesus, what is that? Is that it? Yes, sir. Is that P43 there? That's burning? God, what's happened? That was a green, beautiful, blue-green planet. What is it? It's all black. Yes, they've sort of ransacked it, sir. And scorched it. They've cut everything down, and but why is it black? Well, they've tarmacked. Well, they call it tarmac. It's a tar seal. They've taken all the tar from the ground there, and they've poured it all over the planet. They've coated it in there like a bit like a chocolate apple, really. Oh, Jesus. Oh, my God. Oh, the big G is not going to be... It's not going to like this chimpanzee, what it's done. Did you not try to stop it? Well, sir, you said incubate it and let us see what it was doing. So we've let it loose, and this is what it's done. But there's almost nothing left. No, they've pretty much destroyed, everything. It's pretty much fire and brimstone, isn't it now? This is almost back to where we all started 4 billion years ago. Oh, well, the only thing we can do now is scorch what's left and reseed it, I suppose, and start again. Oh, dear. Dear, oh, dear. Yes. So much for the divine design. The chimpanzee, back you and me, full of LSD. Thank you, number 3.